Now to the news that Roy Hodgson is to step down from his position as Crystal Palace manager at the end of the season. He'll have his final home game in charge tomorrow night against Arsenal before Sunday's trip to his old club Liverpool. Hodgson leaves after more than 3.5 years in charge and at the age of 73 says it's the right time to go.
It's a decision which hasn't exactly been taken overnight. It's been really brewing for a long time, and I've had in the back of my mind that the right time to leave the club and maybe even to leave football for a while will be at the end of this season. And I'm pleased really that despite the speculation of the last 2 or 3 months, we've still been able to keep things on a pretty even keel, and it looks like we're going to be ending the season in a very dignified way, and that was important to me. I didn't want to end, if you like, this very important period of my football career with Crystal Palace Football Club and in a way that wasn't in any way reflective of what we've been doing together over the last 4 years.
Here's Hodgson's record since joining Palace. He's had 148 Premier League games in charge so far, so he'll leave after 150. He'll look to sign off with his 50th win, because it's 48 up to now, along with 36 draws and 62 defeats. That gives him a win rate of 33%. Hodgson has spent most of his managerial career working outside the Premier League, but still ranks 4th on the all-time list of most games overseen by English managers in the competition. Only Harry Redknapp, Sam Allardyce and Steve Bruce are ahead of him. It's unclear whether Hodgson will add to his total after this season, but he maintains he's not heading for retirement just yet.
One never knows. I think it's a dangerous thing to do when you still feel good about yourself and you still enjoy your life in football. I think it's a dangerous thing to do, to suddenly start making the bold statement about retirement and this is the end of me, if you like, within the world of football. I really don't know. I've got to say that I'm certainly not leaving Crystal Palace with the idea of putting myself back on the market and trying to get another job. I really am stepping down from the club and stepping away from football for a while, but who knows what the future will bring. I'm quite excited by the fact that I still have a future that I'm looking forward to, whether it be in football or elsewhere, and I'll wait and see what happens. And it's a never say never moment, I think.
Hodgson replaced Frank de Boer at Palace in September 2017 and guided the club to 11th in the table at the end of that season. They finished 12th and 14th the next 2 seasons and are currently 13th with 2 games left to play. Hodgson's happy to be leaving the club on a sound footing.
Each year has been a challenge. Each year has been a tough one for us to compete against teams sometimes who certainly on paper look a lot stronger than us. But to keep ourselves away from the relegation zone during that period of time, if we discount those early weeks in September when I joined, I think that in itself is probably the thing which is going to stick most in my memory. And I think the other thing that will stick in my memory is the pleasure that I've had coming to the training ground here every day and working with this group of players. I've been well supported by the club's owners and every other member of staff that I've been working with, but it's been the pleasure that we've found working with these players every day. And of course, that's the thing that one will miss. It would be foolish not to think there's going to be some things you'll miss. But there'll be other things I won't miss. So hopefully those 2 things will even out along with the distance of time.
So Hodgson's final game in charge of Palace will be his former club Liverpool on Sunday. Jurgen Klopp described him as one of the great managers and was asked if he'd still be managing at the age of 73.
No chance. Hopefully I'm healthy and alive then. That would be already a great achievement. But no, I will not coach anymore. But you're young enough, obviously. If I'm still on the bench, then you can remind me on that. So and tell me what rubbish I spoke years ago. But it's not in my plans at all. Roy Hodgson, one of the very, very greats of our business. He's a really, really nice guy, I have to say. And obviously high energetic, that he obviously thinks he has to do this stressful job in this kind of slightly advanced age. But he did a great job again. So staying in the Premier League is for all teams who are not fighting around the European spots a massive achievement, and he did that again and again with Crystal Palace. He obviously formed there a group which followed him completely, and I have to say I couldn't have more respect for what he did and how long he did it and on which level he did it. So I'm not sure he will retire. Maybe he stops only at Crystal Palace and searching for the next challenge. I would be not surprised about that. But on the day when he, and finally finish, football will lose a really great person off the game.
Congratulate Roy Hodgson on an incredible time at Crystal Palace, an incredible career in management and what he's done over the years. I was really fortunate when I was doing my pro licence, which was a long time ago, which you have to get, where you always had to have a foreign visit, and I visited Udinese while Roy was the manager, and Roy and his wife really looked after me and involved me in all the stuff and took me out for dinner numerous times. So I've got good memories of Roy over the years, and obviously competing against him when he was manager of Liverpool as well. It was when I was at Everton. So over the years we've crossed our paths, but I think his level of longevity has been incredible because there's very few do it.
Incredible man, had an incredible career. I'll be forever grateful that he gave me my England cap and it included me in England squads. I'm amazed by the longevity he's had in the game. He obviously has a severe passion for football, and it's admirable because at his age to still be occupying at the top level, I think it says a lot about him as a football man.
Well, this is who we want to hear from now, the Crystal Palace chairman, SteveParish. He's been speaking to Patrick Davison.
It's an emotional day today. I'm sure tomorrow at the game will be even more so. But he's been outstanding for us, coming in when he did in such difficult circumstances. And then, of course, the backdrop that we've experienced, over the last sort of 12 to 18 months. We couldn't have done it, I don't think, with anybody else. So, we'll be eternally grateful to him. He'll obviously always be more than welcome back. It's a big day for the club, and it'll be a big summer trying to find a replacement.
So just to paint a picture of what he's done for you, what was the situation in 2017 when he walked through the door? How much trouble were you in?
Well, we had a decent squad. I think that but losing 4 games without scoring a goal, is a pretty poor start to the season. I got together with Dougie and Roy and Ray, and we talked about what might be possible. And got that instant comfort. Here's a man who's steeped in experience, managed all over the world, knows what he's doing. I knew Roy, from his England games. He regularly came to games, and we had conversations. And when you're in our situation in the Premier League, and probably in everyone's situation, at that particular moment, you're looking for something solid that you can anchor to. You're looking for real depth of knowledge and experience, and of course, just the fact that he wanted to do it gives you comfort because he knows the squad and he's been to see us a lot, and he obviously believes that he doesn't want to come and foul. So that's a really good step. And then from the moment he walks through the door, the lads obviously accept him completely because of the knowledge he's got. He instantly starts to change things around and organise things in the way that he does. And even though the next 3 games weren't, we still struggled in the next 3 games. You could see the signs and the tide starting to turn, culminating in the 8th game we beat Chelsea. So and we were off and running.